Yo, what up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be reacting to how I went from prison to making 150K. Man, that's a good story. Let's get into it.
When I committed the crime, I was 16 years old. I was still
Wow.
a child.
You know, it's crazy how these laws work. Like when you're 16, you're essentially a baby, and you'd think that there'll be certain laws that are there to protect people. I know that you go into juvenile, but sometimes when you're 16 and a man, it's like, no, they will treat you as an adult depending on what type of crime you committed.
When I got released from prison, my state of mind was just simply I was gonna go get a job. You have that box and that question asks you, have you ever been convicted of a felony offense? And once I seen that, I just lost like all hope. I didn't know the collateral consequences that I was gonna face having a felony conviction attached to my name.
Yeah. And as someone who runs a business, I know what it's like, because like you'd be like, oh man, I don't want any problems. Like I don't know what type of crime you had, especially if it's a felony. Like, man, I don't want any problems. I don't want you bringing your problems into my place of work, because a lot of people are sacrificing every amount of money they have to start these businesses, so they have to be very careful of the company they keep. But you also understand on the other side what it's like to be like, damn, I just need an opportunity to change my life.
When I got tired of those doors, my income
jobs
with the Dirt Master and Florida Rights Restoration Coalition, I support my spouse and my 3 kids between those different 2 incomes. I'm doing about 70, 80 hours a week. FRC sometimes can go well over 40 hours just because of the commitment that I am to the organization. And then with the Dirt Master, it can go anywhere from 30 to probably 40 hours or more, depending on if we have projects that come up. So growing up, I was very almost independent. I was one of those kids that wanted to be the class clown, wanted to be funny, and wanted to be known, but I caused a lot of bad energy to come my way. And I would say about the age of 15, I just decided to give up, drop out of high school, and make my own decisions. I hung around a lot of people that was older than me, and I felt like I had a point to prove.
Ooh, yeah. You see, this is what I meant by it depends on the type of crime you committed. Armed robbery, man. That's tough.
I thought because I didn't have any criminal record, that was my first offense, that I was gonna get released. When I went to court, I found myself being told that my case can no longer be seen by the juvenile justice system, and that it's gonna be turned over to the adult system. And the only thing I can remember is my mom, crying in the courtroom and begging the judge to please, give me a second chance. And the only thing that the judge would say is that, I'm sorry, this case is out of my hands.
Yeah, that's
I went out and
tough,
made a mistake, and I should have been held accountable for my actions. I just don't think I should have been held accountable as an adult. When I got sentenced,
it's tough, man.
I believe I was 17 years old.
4 months. So that's the other thing. Like it's 24 months, which is 2 years, and another 4 years of probation. Like 6 years you're in the criminal justice system, and you're just living by hope that nothing comes, because those 4 years you're really living on a tight rope.
Out of 24 months, I only had to do 8 months in prison.
Oh,
it was a very
nice.
crazy experience, and at some points it was very stressful. But every time I cleaned, despite that I was cleaning the dirtiest thing inside of the jails, and jails are dirty, it just made me feel that peace, right? It made me forget about my court date. It made me forget about the time that I was facing. I kind of made the comparison, when you change your life, when you clean your life up, you feel good. Same thing when you clean something physical, you just feel good about, your house, you just feel that peace. My mom,
I feel that sometimes when I'm cleaning up my dishes, like I just enjoyed it. Like we used to do it in high school. Like I went to a boarding school, and you just be cleaning up the plates. You're just like, man, this feels good. Like sometimes I would even go to my girlfriend's house and just be cleaning your stuff up. You're like, I just feel great about it, But you also don't want to feel used.
She was very hard on us about cleaning. And to be honest, I used to hate it. I just never knew how that was gonna change my life. So I figured that I found my niche right then and there, and I knew from their point that I wanted to start a cleaning business. So when I talk about my lifestyle and my expenses that I take care of, and
Y'all spending $12,000 a month, man. Like, damn.
including my family as well, which is my 3 kids, and then a lot of stuff that I do for the community, and then also running a small business. I'm gonna just be transparent. It's been very hard to even try to think about saving. So in my 401k, I currently have just under $3,000 in that savings account. The total that we're paying for our apartment is roughly close to $1,800 a month.
Wow. See, this sometimes I don't envy people who drive these nice cars. I'm like, man, how much you paying? Damn.
My phone bill, we have it in our business name. We have about 7 lines on that account, including smartwatches. It fluctuates between $700, close to $800 a month for our cell phone bills.
Yo, his phone bills is the same as his groceries. Like, what are you spending, fam?
A lot of my expenses go towards food, and that's either buying groceries for the house or because I'm on the move every day, just honestly eating out. So on the average day, if I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner out, I can spend close to $100, a day on food if I don't decide to eat at home.
Golly. I mean, who thought this shot was okay of seeing see a man put on a belt?
I got released. That was the same year that I was supposed to walk across the stage. A lot of people that I grew up with was gonna be graduating, and I was just gonna be coming home from prison. So I never finished college, I just dropped out. It can be very difficult if you don't have that family support or you don't have someone who believes in second chances that's willing to give you an opportunity. It can be very hard for you to transition and get back into society and be a productive citizen.
Yeah.
That really kind of pushed me to the edge. And when I was told that I couldn't get that actual promotion, I looked to becoming an entrepreneur.
That's good, man, because a lot of people, they then just suffer from a lot of depression out of this. Because the thing is, you're trying to atone for your mistakes, and people are not willing to forgive you, right? They're not willing to see you any different. They're just willing to see you as that act that happened, and you're like, yo, I've grown from this, I've learned from this. But society doesn't really give you much opportunity nowadays.
We give second chances to individuals. Matter of fact, one of the ways that can get you hired with the Dirt Master is having a felony offense. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to go out and get a felony offense to get a job with us, but that's one of the things that we look at before we hire individuals. Have you been through the system? And we're able to relate. My spouse's name is Charnisha Osley. She's one of the sole owners of the Dirt Master and also one of the full-time employees with the Dirt Master as well.
Man, it's a family business. Like I'm telling you, man, if you're ever thinking about starting a business, cleaning is actually quite good and pays a lot, especially if you're one person working in it, charge whatever you want.
Almost 80%, I want to say 90% of our staff either have a felony conviction or been incarcerated. We try to be an organization that's for us and led by us, and being able to compare and give opportunities to many of those who's coming through our doors. One of my long-term goals was to purchase properties and will rent to returning citizens. And this room here is very special to me because this was my room growing up, and I spent a lot of time in this room. You can see the walls are painted. When I purchased the house, it was for $222,000. So my mortgage on that house is currently $1,300. Now we have the property and we're trying to turn it into a transitional house where we actually give opportunities to guys, women, or youth coming out of the incarceration system to be able to have a place to live. I know a lot of returning citizens who need an opportunity just to have a safe place to lay their head at so they can think about the next day and the opportunities that they can probably take advantage of. But if they don't have a proper place to shower, a proper place to eat, or just to be at peace, trying to be a productive citizen is the last thing that's on their mind. If we want to reduce...
Yeah, that's facts, man. Without the basics, it's very difficult to move forward. You're just trying to survive, and you're like, I don't really have time to think about anything else. I need a roof, I need food, I need this, and you're trying to be a productive member of society.
Having victims in our communities, we have to think about giving opportunities for those who are coming out of the criminal justice system so they don't go back out and commit more crimes and create more victims. So in the next 5 to 10 years, my goal is to be the youngest philanthropist in the state of Florida. So of course I will have to acquire a lot of wealth so I can give back to many others in the community. I want to make sure that my kids, if they decide to go to college or they decide to be an entrepreneur, that they have an easy financial success path for them. I want to be able to say I own multiple properties across the state of Florida. And then the biggest thing, of course, I want to continue to build and expand the Dirt Master. So within the next 5 to 10 years, I plan on being a corporation where we can actually franchise our model out to returning citizens across the state of Florida and many other states as well. If we want to create a better and just society and impact our communities, we have to pick up those who are the most weakest. And when you talk about the state of Florida, the ones who are most weakest in the community are the ones who are most likely being incarcerated or have a felony offense. If we're not picking those people up, how can we thrive in our communities? I'm very hopeful that the criminal justice system is actually going to be way better and create more opportunities, for individuals right there in the system alone. Your past does not define your future. What you did in the past shouldn't hold you back from trying to be successful in the future. It should stop you from being a productive citizen.
Oh yeah, man, that's facts, man. What we should do is be creating opportunities, equal opportunities for people, and understanding the point of having these incarceration places whereby, like the whole idea is, I believe they're called correctional services, where you're trying to correct behavior, take people out of a society, get them to take time and understand what it's like to be away from that space, and then educate them in how they can come back and be better people. But what we do with these barriers that we put in place is we make it very difficult for people to return. Now, I understand there's some heinous crimes which are unforgivable, but the idea of a correctional service is to correct an act and give people second chances. So I really do feel like, there should be organizations and things put in place to help people transition back and, finally make their lives a little bit better for themselves and for their families. But shout out to this brother, man. Like, this is an inspirational story. I'm always reacting to this type of videos because I really enjoy, and they just show you what's possible, man. If guys like this can make it with all the impediments and things that stop him from succeeding, what's there to stop you and I from succeeding other than you smashing that subscribe button and that like button? I'll definitely be seeing you guys in the next one.